Hey guys, Aaron Farmer here with mysugarfreejourney.com, and here are the notes for last night's video, which was day 4, where we talked about transitioning from burning sugar to burning fat. So your body has spent most of its life burning sugar for fuel, and I noticed a typo in my notes here. But now that you're cutting off its accustomed fuel supply, there will be some transitional things that you need to be aware of. So number one, you're going to lose water weight. Your body stores glycogen in water in your muscles. This means that as your glucose levels fall off, as you cut out the sugars and the carbs, your body will begin to use that stored glycogen as a last-ditch source of fuel. And as the glycogen is used up, the water it is stored in is dumped out. So don't be surprised if you're in the bathroom a lot more often than what you're used to, and also don't be surprised if you have some pretty big weight loss numbers in the first week. Honestly, it's not uncommon to lose 10, 12, 15 pounds in the first week. Most of that will be water weight. Some of it will be fat, but most of it will be water weight. So, it's awesome to feel great about your progress. When you see that, just know that those numbers will slow down as you progress, and that's a good thing. Because when the numbers start slowing down and you're losing a pound or 2 or 3 a week, that's when we know it's fat. Number 2, you will crave sugars and carbs. Your body is addicted to sugar, and when you remove it from your diet, what happens when a heroin addict tries to go clean? It's not the easiest transition in the world to make, and that's why it is so important that you remove all sugars and carbs from your home before you start. We'll look in a few days at just how addictive sugar is, but for now, just know that you will experience drug-seeking behavior. You're going to want to go, eat a pint of ice cream after you've spent 3 or 4 days with no sugar in your diet. Stay strong; it'll pass. I often say that the great thing about the ketogenic diet is all of the willpower is front-loaded. So it's not like other diets where you have to kind of white knuckle your way through all the way through to the end. The best thing about the nice thing about the ketogenic diet is that you have to all of the willpower it takes is the majority of the willpower that you will need is in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the plan as you go through the sugar withdrawals. Number 3, you might experience fatigue and mental fogginess. So as the old fuel source for your body dwindles down to a trickle, it takes a little time, typically between 3 and 5 days, for your body to make the switch over to being run with ketones instead of sugar. I'm not going to lie, this transitionary time can be tough, and there's just no two ways about it. You might feel fatigue and lethargic as your muscles are depleted of their glycogen stores. You might experience some mental fogginess because the glucose levels aren't where they should be, and your body has not ramped up ketone production yet. You could also experience mood swings as your hormone levels begin to adjust to their new reality. Just to let you know, my 88-year-old mother-in-law, when we switched her over to a ketogenic diet to fix some of the issues that she was having, she spent a couple days in bed with flu-like symptoms. She's 88 years old, so it probably hit her a little stronger than other people. It was nothing life-threatening, and if it had gotten bad, obviously we would take her to the hospital. But it was just she felt run down for a couple days. But now she's gone through that period. She's up and running. She's got full energy. And when I say full energy, this woman's 88 years old, and I feel like she could run a marathon if she needed to. She's just got a lot of energy, the ketogenic diet is one of the reasons why that is. So just know that some of that stuff might happen. It will pass. It'll take a few days, but some of that stuff, all that stuff will pass, and you'll feel much better at the end of it. So what to do to combat the transitional symptoms? To ease the transitional time and to greatly shorten it, there are 3 things you need to do. Number 1, drink more water. As those glycogen stores in your muscles drop, they take a lot of water with them. That water needs to be replaced. Try to up your water intake to at least a half a gallon a day, if not a gallon. Once you get through this transitional time, you can just drink water whenever you're thirsty. But for now, just know that the water leaving your body might outstrip your thirst for you to replace it. So you want to be careful to drink a lot of water. And honestly, as you stay ketogenic, what you're going to find is that 95% of the problems that you'll face can be solved by drinking more water, eating more salt, and eating more fat, which are the three things that we're going to talk about. And we talk in the room a lot about the keto flu, which is this, that transitionary time where you don't feel as good. The symptoms for the keto flu, which the lethargy and the mood swings and all the things I talked about, those are pretty much the same symptoms as dehydration. So dehydration is really at the core of that keto flu that you feel during that transitionary time. So make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Number 2, eat salt. Salt is one of those things like fat that has gotten a bad rap over the years. Did you know that we're the only animal that limits its salt intake? If you have animals, I can tell you from personal experience with this, when you have like big farm animals, cows, deer, horses, and you have to call the vet because there's something wrong with them, really the first thing that vet is going to ask you is, do they have access to a salt lick? Because animals need salt. We need salt. But like I said, salt has gotten a bad rep over the years because it's been tied to high blood pressure. And what you're going to find is that it's once you cut the sugar out of your diet that your blood pressure is going to start falling pretty rapidly. This will allow you to retain, eating more salt will allow you to retain more water and make you thirsty, so you'll want to drink more water. Consider getting a more natural salt like sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. Those salts generally have more minerals in them that have usually been stripped out of typical Morton's table salt. So there are healthier choices you can make even for the salt that you eat. And number 3, fat. If you find yourself getting hungry, that usually means you're not eating enough fat. This is a common problem, as most people have had a fear of fat drilled into them over the years. A ketogenic diet doesn't work without fat. It just doesn't. And it's the fat that keeps you full. It's the fat that keeps you from overeating. Don't be afraid to put butter on your veggies. Don't be afraid to put heavy whipping cream in your coffee. It's that fat that keeps you satiated. It's that fat that keeps you out of your pantry looking for snacks. And it's the fat that powers the ketogenic diet. It's the fat that your body breaks down for fuel. And number 4, I know I said there's 3 things, but there is a 4th thing called exogenous ketones. And I want to stress that you do not have to take them. So what an exogenous ketone is a supplement that provides ketones directly to your body. So you're not actually manufacturing ketones yet because you're not in a ketogenic state. You're still going through this transitionary time. So you can take a supplement that allows you to your body just to receive ketones from an outside source. Some people find those helpful to bridge that gap between those low blood sugar levels and when your body begins to produce its own ketones. And again, I have to stress they're not important, but they have been shown to kind of shorten that transitionary time. But if you are experiencing a lot of fatigue, a lot of mental fogginess, a lot of mood swings, a lot of things that we talked about earlier in the video, you might try some exogenous ketones to get you through that time. But your body will very quickly start making ketones on their own as long as you stick with a low-carb, high-fat diet. But if you want to pick some up and experiment with it, fine, whatever. That's fine. So that's day 4 of the 28-day ketogenic weight loss challenge. I hope you found it helpful, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.